crime is not to put them in jail.
That's surprising to a lot of people.
I know that is, but we're seeing more and more support from the courts for this. What we find is that if we can put them through a training program that desensitizes them to whatever their particular bias is, then we can create tremendous long-term sustainable change, even in perpetrators. And I have a 40-hour training program that I put perpetrators through. And so far I've had probably about 25 young people referred to this program, and it's been very successful.
That is excellent. Delorme, I want to thank you for joining us, and thank you for the work that you're doing to make a difference in our community.
Thank you very much.
And if you'd like more information about that, go to bayareavista.com and we'll have contact information there. And we've talked with students about a number of topics here. Here's what they had to say about being successful in life and at Gunderson. Take a look.
The most important keys to being a successful student would it's all motivation.
Motivation. Motivation, motivation, motivation. If a student is not motivated to do something, they will find no reason to do it.
The school has taught me a lot of things, and the main thing the school has taught me:
not procrastinate. The schoolwork isn't that hard. Anyone can do it. Anyone is capable of doing it. It's just that, you know, you get lazy and things don't get done, and that's what ends up bringing your grade down.
Being prepared, as cliche as it sounds, honestly, if you don't have your stuff ready for the next day or even the next week, you're not going to be ready.
Overall ambition, just you have to, if you want something, then just go out and get it. Nobody's going to hand it to you.
What's your school?
Gunderson.
Say it again.
Gunderson.
Spell it out.
G-U-N-D-R-S-O-N.
Of course, we've been talking about success here at Gunderson High School, and now Principal Carrie Ketching and Vice Principal Nabil Shaheen are with me. We want to thank you for allowing us in today. Very impressed with the work ethic and the community here. I've asked students about it, and they say that it starts with the messages that they get from the administration and the teachers. So what have you done to foster the type of community that everyone talks about here?
Well, I think, excuse me, one thing that's really important is that we all, meaning the administration and the teachers, we all have an open door policy, that we are here to serve our students and to serve our families. And so if a student feels the need to come and talk to us, we need to make ourselves available to have that conversation with them. Irregardless of how minor it may be to us, it's apparently important to them.
Yes. And Nabil, we've talked about the diversity. Can you give me a breakdown of the ethnic diversity of the students here?
Well, I mean, we're still, I think we're about 56% Latino, 10% African American, 10% Asian, and then the rest is made up of Pacific Islander, you know, a few different things, American Indian, Alaskan. So it's when you look at the overall population of San Jose especially, we have a very diverse population that's reflected here. And, you know, I think the students actually enjoy that. I mean, I think that they kind of see it as an opportunity to connect with other people, maybe sometimes people who don't even live in their neighborhoods, and they interact really well with each other. It's amazing.
Yes, and that's a tribute to you in that way. Of course, most things are really great. You have had some tough times, and in the past there was information about a student who was killed on campus. I know that you have a background in counseling. How did you turn things around after that incident in particular here?
Well, first of all, just a correction. The student was killed off campus at the light rail station, which was close to the school. And I think that that was one of those things that try as a school might, it's very hard to recover from something like that. I came on board probably 4 years after that incident happened, 3 or 4 years after that happened. And really my piece in that was to constantly reassure the staff that you know, we were going to be vigilant, we were going to try and ensure those things don't happen again, but also that happened in the past. You know, what have we learned from it, and it's time to move forward. We can't keep using that as a reason to kind of hold us back.
Right, and you certainly have moved forward. What do you find most rewarding about being vice principal here?
I think working with the students is probably the greatest thing. You know, one of the nice things about Gunderson is we loop with our students as assistant principals, so we act as advisors for them, but we move with them through the grades. So I started with 9th graders last year, 10th graders this year, I'll move on to 11th graders, and then as 12th graders we turn them over to Ms. Ketching. But I think that being able to have a couple of years in order to establish those relationships with the students and work with them and see them grow from, you know, coming into high school, you know, sometimes struggling with that transition to by the time that they get a little bit older, they're a little bit more mature, they're focused on what they're going to do when they leave here. that, you know, when you go home at night, that's the sort of thing that you think about, that, you know, wow, you know, these students really are moving forward and they're going to make a difference in the world. And that just kind of gives you that good feeling. You get up in the morning, you come do it again. It's pretty exciting.
Yes, and you are in charge of everyone, but especially shepherding the seniors into that next phase of life. What advice do you consider most critical for them to take with them when they do depart Gunderson?
I think there's lots of pieces of advice they get from me, but one of them is, you know, take what you've learned here and figure out how you can apply it, and know that for the rest of your life you're going to come across roadblocks, and how you deal with those roadblocks will say more about your character as a human being than the fact that you found the roadblock in the first place. We have all done things that we're not proud of. We've all wished that we could have redone things in our life, but how we move on and how we recover from those things is what moves us to where we are today.
Well, I want to thank you both. Your words of inspiration, the spirit, and everything that we've experienced here on the campus has been great, as well as the very impressive broadcast studio and the students who are doing a great job. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we want to thank you for joining us. We appreciate all that you do to make our Bay Area the great place that it is. So we want to thank you for joining us. We want to say a special thank you to the Silicon Valley Future Stars, and of course, a huge thank you to everyone here at Gunderson who have done an awesome job. Now, I want you to pay attention to the credits today because they have worked hard. These students deserve your applause. We'll be applauding them, and I want you to tune in. So tune into that, and also tune in and join us next week. We'll see you then.